Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. We're going to discuss wheels today. Now you take this wheel that I've got set up for the Twisted T-bike, and this is a tells you what gauge stuff is. It's not 12. It's not 11. These are 10 gauge spokes. I hope that's picking that up. That's 10 gauge. Okay. This is the wheel that's all wobbly. It has 12 gauge. There's one of the Rogan ones. 12 gauge. I'm going 13. 11, these are 12 gauge. 12 gauge. This is a Twisted T-bike. I'm completing the front forks and all of that. And I laced this wheel myself, and I know what I bought, and I bought good 12 gauge spokes. Okay. So now we have to ask ourselves, we need a wheel for the Orange Crush bike. So I bought the Bikeberry one, and it says it has 12 gauge spokes and all that stuff, and it should be exactly what I want. It says it has 12 gauge spokes. We're going to test that. Came in early, packaged pretty good, nice big box. There's actually just one wheel in here. So let's see what we got. I hear good and bad about Bikeberry, so I'm not going to say anything. We're just going to get it out of the package right quick. See what it looks like. They had chrome, which they want chrome. Okay. That's what I was interested about. It's a good looking wheel. And those look bigger than those. I think these might be a true oh no. Oh, they're 10 gauge. Oh yeah. That's just like the back wheel of the Twisted T-bike. Yeah. That's 10 gauge. Okay, good. Good. Oh yeah. It says when I bought it, they were 12 gauge. Now, I'm sure it's new, but that's a little chewy, but that's no big deal. I hope I got enough room here, which I can probably take away from there to for the cassette. So, but yeah, that's pretty nice. The rim looks good. They said, believe it or not, kind of a bit taken away here because they said it was aluminum. That's not aluminum. That's not aluminum. That's all steel. That's a nice rim for the price. I ain't gonna lie. Didn't mean to do that. That is, let me get that trash out of there. That's $49. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. So, what a viewer asked me, and letting people look under the hood of my bikes, when I posted that about the wheel going bad on this, I was asked about my standoffs for my disc brake to get on the big disc that I got on the back. I got a 203. He's asked me what those were they something I made, and this light is just blinding. Hang on. It never gets old. But if you can see them, that was a bracket that I made, and then the bottom piece bolts onto there. So I didn't want to make another bracket. So those are those are motorized bike wrist pins, is what they are. So am I telling you to do this? No. Somebody asked me what I did, that's what I did. And those are the wrist pins on a motorized bike, just a couple old ones I had. And they came out the perfect height along with the bracket I made for it. So it works really well. So what they were asking me was, how did I do my disc with a rag joint on this one? Which there's a long and a short answer on that. And I'm going to show you how I've done a bunch of them. That one, this one, and this is the one I took off the Orange Crush bike. So what I did, I actually glued the rag joint to the back of this. I used mushroom head bolts or Allen bolts. Bolted them down because you have to have some spacing between your disc and the tire, or the sprocket and the disc. I cut this out of the center of a old disc I had, and then I would bolt that on. And that's pretty much how you did it. Now, he was asking me how you get it straight. Okay? You'll bolt it all up. You'll have the nuts on the backside naturally, and you'll have the bolts here. You start tightening it and spinning it without the caliper being on, and you just keep spinning it, tightening it, tightening it, tightening it, tightening it until you train it nice and straight. That's all I did. These, I believe this one went on a hub adapter. It did. This was a center out of a sprocket that I cut out, welded on, and then welded these on. This was on another bike, and then the disc would just bolt right up to it. But a lot of times what I'll do is I will drill these discs out to 5mm or 6mm or whatever that is. Same thing with this one. These are welded on the back. This is a 44. Yeah, one other thing I wanted to say, that I drill, well, I don't really drill, I just tap this to M6 because these are, normally they're M5 that goes in these, and then I have to drill these out. But I'll tap them M6, screw them down tight, and then put a nut on them and straighten them up, and then grind the heads off of them. The threads are holding them that you put in here, and then I weld them, back weld them with a TIG rod, TIG welder, and then take the nuts off, and they're nice and straight and everything, and I've never had one break. Okay? And the same thing for this one. But now this one, and now I know that looks horrible because I tried to get it off of there, but I just got tired of it because I got a lot of these sprockets laying around. I used one of the screw-on disc brake adapters as a spacer. Okay, I just drilled it out. So that's pretty much all I had to do on that. Now the new wheel, like it said, luckily, it came disc brake ready. telling you to do any of this? Absolutely not. This is what I do. Somebody asked a question, what I do. Now I buy in bulk because I've got several bikes I'm gonna have to do, put brakes on them for people. Because they bought motorized bikes that didn't have, all they had was lever pull brakes. And you got to be able to stop these things. That is a must. So I'll cut these down. I'll put spacers on here for when the sprocket goes on there, because all the sprockets have those holes. I have a new 42 sprocket for it. The 36 was just, the bike could be a lot more fun. I'm not really worried about the speed. The climbing up and down the levee and what have you is mainly what I like doing. So these right here, a box of 50, and the material is 1009 alloy steel, which are pretty good. Loctite them in with some good spacers, just like I do a lot. You can go to a hardware store and buy cable stops, and all they are is just aluminum, and they have them in, they're just aluminum tubes, heavy tubes, and that's mainly what I use for these things. So I hope I cleared up some of this, what people were asking. I'm really happy with this, with the 10 gauge spokes and everything. Come on, Fly, get out of here. And it said 12 gauge, but according to that meter there, it is definitely 10 gauge. Nice. Nice for the price. Now the cassette will go here. But anyway, hit like and subscribe. I hope this answered some of y'all's questions. Don't generally let people look under the hood of my bike, but I did this time. So yeah, hit like and subscribe. Please leave a comment. And thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good day.